Eric Bakker, the naturopath. Thanks for coming back to my channel. We're talking about salicylate sensitivity. Okay, so this is video number 4 in this list of salicylate videos, right? So now we're going to talk about how to diagnose salicylate sensitivity, or if there are any tests available for this, or what you can do to try and determine whether you've got a problem with salicylates or not. So this is what I would likely talk to a patient about if I suspected a salicylate problem. I've made it down to 4 major points here. So probably the first one that you want to do is keep a food diary. So obviously you want to write down what you're eating, you know, sort of be quite precise about what you're eating. It's good to jot down, say, you know, 1:20 p.m. ate a peanut butter sandwich, or I ate this, or you know, I had a bowl of whatever you eat for lunch or whatever. Just jot that down and try and get an idea of the pattern of foods, you know, that you're likely eating on a regular basis. So that's an important one. The second one is to be attentive of the symptoms, and particularly at the time of year the symptoms are. So if it's in springtime, for example, you could be outside, there could be the neighbour's big tree flowering, there could be pollen in your face, you could be sneezing or coughing. There may not be necessarily a salicylate problem. It could be exacerbated because of the salicylate sensitivity you've got. But try and work that out, you know. I mean, are you going through a divorce? Are you going through a job promotion? Did you win the lotto? I mean, you know what I mean? What happened? Because there could be some type of a crossover there. So it's almost like you need to keep a little bit of a lifestyle diary alongside with your food diary, and that's a very good thing to do, because then you can actually see if there's any emotional causes or any seasonal events that come up, or weddings, or you know, springtime, or you get my point. The third one is to make a list of the foods that you suspect are causing the problem. Now, this just ain't foods. This could also be drugs, pharmaceutical medications, okay? So if you're taking aspirin every single day and you think you've got a salicylate sensitivity, you need to talk to the doctor about it. I would certainly encourage you to reduce the aspirin dosage right down to 50% off the cuff. So if you're taking 600 milligrams of aspirin right now, cut it down to 300. So if you're correct and it is an aspirin problem, you will notice a reduction in the symptoms based on a reduction on the medication. All right. So drug holidays are sometimes good, but again, I can't be the guide to that. You need to discuss that with your physician. But suffice to say, I'm not a fan of taking aspirin every day. I'm not a fan of taking anything every single day, apart from maybe good food and water and things like that. But I just don't see any pharmaceuticals play a role in anyone's health long term. All right. So oftentimes I'll say to a patient, well, what do you think? What are you eating? Do you suspect any foods? And then I'll get a blank look sometimes, and I'll say, well, what do you like to eat? And then you'll see a big smile on the face. Oh, I love to eat this and this, or I love to eat that. So usually what people love to eat the most is often causing them a big problem. All right. So look at the foods hot on the list and put a ring around those foods you suspect could be a problem. Now, it's interesting when you sometimes take that whole food group right out for 2 or 3 weeks, if the symptoms die right back, funny that, maybe it's that food. So if you're still, you know, doubting Thomas, what you do then is you throw the food back in. Symptoms come back up again maybe. Take the food out, symptoms go down. So if you notice that once or twice, it's important to keep off that food for a fair while. But what now if you're taking aspirin every day and you've also eating suspect foods that you might worry about? Well, the medication is the one that needs to go. If you think you've got a salicylate problem and you're taking aspirin, the salicylate needs to get the boot, obviously. The aspirin needs to go. But again, as I said, you need to find out. And the last point is you need to check for additives in your diet. So is any food you're taking got any added preservatives, colors, flavorings, emulsifiers, you know what I mean? Microbial inhibitors, artificial sugars, vasoactive amines or dietary amines, or any of these things in the food, are salicylates in the food. Do a check. You might be surprised, because all of these small amounts of salicylate can add up in your diet. All right, but check it out. I'll see you in the next video.